Have you ever wondered how a woman's body shape, particularly a fuller, more voluptuous figure, can impact not only her health but also her emotional and intimate experiences? This may seem like an unusual question, but it's one that holds deeper meaning than we might initially think. Today, I want to dive deep into a subject that many may wonder about but few are brave enough to explore in full. It's a topic that's often misunderstood, shrouded in silence, and even stigmatized, but it's one that carries immense significance for women everywhere. Why watch? In this video, I'm going to approach a subject that many of us don't talk about enough: the unique experiences of women with fuller, curvier bodies, particularly those with larger, well-formed buttocks. It's a discussion that's not only about body shape but about how the female body, in all its diversity, affects health, intimacy, and personal identity. This is about understanding that our bodies are far more than just shapes. They are interconnected systems that influence everything from our posture to our emotional well-being. I know this topic might seem curious or even raise eyebrows, but I promise you, this conversation is far more profound than it appears. If you've ever been curious about how body shape affects everything from physical health to the deep connection we can have with our own bodies, you're in the right place. And if you've ever struggled with feeling misunderstood or overlooked because of your own body, I truly hope this will be a place of empowerment for you. Stick around for the full insight. Why should you watch until the end? Because I'm going to share stories and insights that will help you understand the profound impact body shape has on everything from comfort and intimacy to overall health. We're going to explore scientific findings, real-life experiences, and powerful stories like that of my dear friend Carmen, a woman who embodied confidence and wisdom, embracing her fuller figure with pride. Through this video, I hope to open up a conversation that celebrates all body types, recognizing the beauty and power in diversity. Let's discuss how women with fuller bodies, particularly with larger buttocks, carry unique strengths, and how this affects their posture, intimacy, and emotional connection. More importantly, we'll explore how understanding and embracing these traits can lead to greater self-confidence, deeper relationships, and a life of fulfillment. So, let's dive in and explore why this conversation is not just important, it's essential. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Today, I want to dive deep into a subject that many may wonder about, but few are brave enough to truly explore with the full depth it deserves. It's a subject that has been too often shrouded in silence, misunderstood, and even stigmatized. Yet, it is one that carries with it immense significance, not only in terms of health but also in how we perceive the female form and how we, as a society, approach conversations about the body. This is a discussion I will approach with great respect, with a wisdom that comes from years of life experience, and with a deep understanding of the power of open, honest dialogue. We're going to talk about the female reproductive system, particularly in women who have larger, fuller buttocks. At first glance, this topic may seem curious, or even provocative to some. And yes, I understand how it might raise eyebrows, but I promise you, it holds a lot more weight and importance than it might appear. It is far more than just an interesting conversation about body shape. It is about science, about life experiences, and about how our physical characteristics can impact our health, our sense of identity, and the way we experience the world. There is profound value in this conversation, and it's one that should be approached with an open heart, an open mind, and a willingness to see the body as more than just a collection of parts, but as a whole, deeply interconnected system. Some people may argue that body shape has no real bearing on a person's health or intimacy. And, in many cases, they are right. In an ideal world, we would live in a society where our bodies are not judged, where our worth is not based on how we look, but on who we are as people. However, when we begin to understand the complexities and the beauty of the female body, it becomes impossible to ignore that certain physical traits, including the size and shape of a woman's body, do have a profound effect on how she experiences her sexuality, her health, and the way she is perceived and treated by others. This is especially true when we speak about women who have fuller, curvier body types, as their bodies often hold unique physical characteristics that can shape their lives in ways that are both subtle and significant. And this, dear friends, is why it's so important for us to talk openly, without shame, and without judgment about the female body. For far too long, we have allowed silence and taboo to dictate what can and cannot be discussed, creating a divide between us and the natural, beautiful diversity of our bodies. But the truth is that the human body is an intricate, multifaceted marvel, one that deserves our understanding, our curiosity, and our respect. Scientific studies, along with the stories and lived experiences of countless women over the years, show us that the size and shape of certain body parts, particularly the buttocks, can have a noticeable impact on various aspects of health and well-being. For example, a study published in the respected Body Journal revealed that women who have fuller buttocks tend to have a different distribution of body fat compared to women with smaller buttocks. This fat distribution not only affects how the body appears on the outside, but it also has far-reaching consequences on the underlying muscles, ligaments, and joints. The distribution of fat around the hips, thighs, and buttocks can help cushion and protect the body from certain stresses, such as during physical activity or while sitting for extended periods. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Beyond just the physical benefits, there are also significant implications for a woman's reproductive health. The muscles in the pelvic region and the surrounding areas may work in harmony with the body's overall structure in a way that is different from women with other body shapes. This unique muscular arrangement can affect posture, balance, and the alignment of the reproductive organs. Moreover, studies suggest that women with a larger buttock shape may experience different levels of comfort and pleasure during intimacy, simply due to the way their muscles and body fat interact. They may also experience a heightened ability to absorb pressure, creating a more comfortable and satisfying experience in intimate moments. This, in turn, has the potential to enhance not only physical pleasure but also emotional and psychological well-being, fostering a sense of connection, confidence, and self-assuredness. However, I want to be clear. This is not about saying that women with fuller figures have some kind of inherent advantage over others. No, this is about acknowledging that our bodies are uniquely and beautifully different from one another, and that these differences should be celebrated, not dismissed. A woman with a large buttocks does not experience more or less sensitivity than someone with a different body type, but the way she experiences certain sensations, movement, pressure, or the physical feeling of touch, can be distinct. It's important to understand that the body does not fit neatly into any one box. It's not just a matter of size or shape, but of how each individual body functions and how it connects to the mind, the heart, and the soul. Let us take a moment to truly reflect on this. Every body is extraordinary. Every shape, every curve, every contour is a testament to the beauty of diversity. And it's essential that we stop viewing differences as flaws or as something to be ashamed of, but as something to be embraced, understood, and celebrated. Whether a woman has a fuller figure, a smaller frame, or any other variation of body type, her body is her own. And that is something to be cherished and respected. As we explore these aspects of the female body, let us remember that our bodies are not merely objects to be seen or judged from the outside. They are living, breathing experiences that tell the story of who we are, how we live, and how we engage with the world. The body is an intricate system that carries the essence of who we are as individuals, and it's time that we start talking about it with the reverence, the understanding, and the openness it deserves. So let's continue this conversation. Let's dig deeper into the complexities of the female body, and let's approach it with love, respect, and a shared desire to understand, support, and uplift each other. Now, from the depth of wisdom that age has so graciously bestowed upon me, I wish to share with you a reflective story, one that remains etched in my heart, a story of a dear friend from my youth named Carmen. She was a woman who embodied strength, beauty, and a kind of quiet power that made an impression on everyone around her. Carmen had a full, well-formed figure, and yes, she possessed a large, beautiful buttocks, which often became the subject of light-hearted jokes or comments. But Carmen, Oh, she was far from the kind of woman who allowed herself to be defined by what others thought or said about her body. Instead, Carmen was someone who carried herself with a sense of pride and confidence that could not be shaken by superficial remarks or judgments. She was proud of who she was, every curve, every shape, every part of her. I can still hear her words, the way she would describe her body with a sense of reverence and affection, like she was speaking of a dear friend. Carmen used to say that her body, especially her fuller figure, gave her a kind of graceful strength, a physicality that allowed her to move through the world with intention and purpose. Her walk, she said, was slower, more deliberate, with a firmness that grounded her. It wasn't just a physical attribute for Carmen, it was an embodiment of her inner confidence, her self-assurance, her ability to feel secure in her own skin. The way she spoke about her body was as if it were a trusted companion, one that she had learned to understand and respect over time. And in doing so, she was able to experience a deeper connection with her partner, because she had first learned how to connect with herself, her body, and her own desires. Carmen often spoke of how this understanding of her body allowed her to experience intimacy in a way that felt more profound, more meaningful, and more satisfying. She shared that when she fully embraced the way her body worked, when she learned how to listen to its needs, its signals, and its desires, it became easier to connect with her partner on a physical and emotional level. She didn't have to worry about insecurities or doubts because she had already made peace with herself. She knew her body intimately, inside and out. She understood how every curve, every movement, every sensation played a role in how she experienced intimacy. And it wasn't just about physical pleasure. It was about the emotional security and confidence that allowed her to be fully present in the moment, to trust both herself and her partner, and to experience the kind of connection that only comes from a deep understanding of who you are. And this, my dear grandchildren, is where the true beauty of Carmen's story lies. It is not in how she looked or how others perceived her, but in how she saw herself. The knowledge of one's own body, the respect and understanding we give to our own physical form, is what makes all the difference in how we experience the world, how we engage with others, and how we live our lives. It is this self-knowledge, this intimate understanding of our bodies, that allows us to live freely, without fear of judgment or insecurity. And it is not just about women, it applies to men, to all people who wish to lead fulfilling, authentic, and intimate lives. When we are in tune with our bodies, when we love them and appreciate them for all their complexities and uniqueness, we begin to feel more confident in who we are. This confidence translates into healthier relationships, not just with others, but with ourselves as well. Over the years, I have watched with pride as society's expectations and standards have slowly shifted. More and more women with fuller, more voluptuous figures have begun to embrace their bodies fully, proudly claiming their space, their sensuality, and their identity. It is no longer just about being desired or admired by others. It is about finding the power to desire oneself, to see oneself as worthy of love, respect, and care. These women have learned to harness the strength and beauty of their bodies in a way that transcends the traditional ideals of beauty and attractiveness that have often been forced upon them. They have found a way to see themselves not through the lens of society's standards, but through the lens of their own experience, of their own worth, of the unique power that lies in owning their identity. This shift has been profound. It has given rise to a generation of women who are unafraid to stand in their own power, unafraid to express their sensuality and sexuality on their own terms. They have learned to love their bodies, not for what they are supposed to be, but for what they are, their own, personal, unique creations. And it is through this journey of self-love and self-acceptance that these women have found a deep, lasting sense of fulfillment and joy. It's a journey I hope all people, regardless of gender, will take. The journey of learning to love and accept one's body, to know it intimately and fully, and to find peace in its form. Carmen taught me that the most powerful thing we can do is to embrace our bodies, to trust them, and to honor them for the gift they are. When we know our own bodies, we are free to live without the constraints of insecurity, without the need for validation from anyone else. We are free to live in alignment with who we truly are. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. So I ask you, my dear ones, to reflect on this truth. Your body is not just a vessel for your spirit. It is a part of you, deserving of love, respect, and understanding. Every body is different, every shape has its own beauty, and every person is deserving of the power that comes from fully accepting themselves. Carmen's wisdom lives on in me, and now I share it with you. Learn to know your body, to love it, to honor it, and you will find the greatest sense of fulfillment, not only in your own life but also in your relationships with others. This is a lesson that transcends all external expectations. It is about your own journey to self-love, and it is one that will carry you through a life of true intimacy and connection. An important aspect that deserves our attention is the undeniable connection between weight, body shape, and health. It's true that women with fuller, more prominent buttocks sometimes face certain physical challenges, especially in the lower back and hips, due to the additional weight they carry. But it's also essential to recognize that these women often develop a unique strength in their muscles that others might not. Because they carry more weight in this area, they tend to engage and strengthen muscles that might otherwise be underused. This natural adaptation improves their overall stability and can even help with better control over the pelvic muscles, which is crucial for intimate health. The extra muscle tone can give them an advantage, not just in terms of posture, but in the way they move and carry themselves. But, as I've learned over the years, it's important to remind ourselves that the body is so much more than just a physical entity. It is an emotional experience as well. And this is where we return to the heart of the matter, my dear ones. The emotional relationship a woman has with her body is deeply intertwined with her sexuality, her intimate experiences, and her relationships. How a woman feels about her body, the connection she has with it, plays a pivotal role in how she navigates her love life. Women who have learned to accept, love, and appreciate their bodies, regardless of the societal standards imposed upon them, tend to carry themselves with a sense of confidence and assurance that is magnetic. When they feel secure in their physicality, when they embrace and celebrate what others might view as unconventional or outside the norm, they hold a powerful emotional advantage. They are free from the burden of self-doubt, and that freedom translates into a deeper emotional connection with themselves and others. The women I have known who have embraced their larger bodies, particularly their fuller buttocks, tend to radiate a sense of self-assurance that can be profoundly inspiring. They understand their bodies in a way that's intimate, they know what makes them feel powerful, and they know how to express that confidence in their relationships. For them, beauty isn't dictated by how society defines it. It's about how they feel when they stand in their truth, unshaken by the external pressures to conform. Their beauty is not something external. It emanates from within, from a place of self-acceptance and personal empowerment. So I urge you, my dear ones, to remember this important lesson. If you ever encounter a woman with a fuller, more voluptuous figure, do not judge her by her appearance. Do not let the superficial assumptions that society often attaches to a woman's body shape cloud your perception of who she truly is. Behind that body, which may have been labeled or categorized in a particular way by society, there is a woman who has learned to know herself intimately, who has come to love and embrace her body, and who carries herself with a quiet but undeniable strength. That, my dear ones, is something truly worthy of admiration. We must learn to look beyond the surface, beyond what is immediately visible, and understand the deeper, more meaningful connections that people have with their own bodies. The journey to self-love and acceptance is not always an easy one, but it is one that holds incredible power. The beauty of a woman lies not in the size of her curves, or in meeting the expectations that others set, but in how she feels about herself, how she cares for herself, how she lives with the wisdom that comes from truly knowing her own body, from honoring it and celebrating it. I hope this talk has given you something to think about, something to reflect on as you go through your days. Remember that every woman's journey is unique, and the most important relationship she can have is the one she nurtures with herself. Let us celebrate the diversity of the human body, let us honor each woman for who she is, and let us support one another in embracing our own unique forms with pride and love. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found value in this message, be sure to subscribe to the Sabia Vejas channel and share this video with others who might benefit from these words. Together, we can create a space where all bodies are celebrated, all voices are heard, and all people feel empowered to embrace their own truth. As we come to the end of this important conversation, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored today. We've journeyed through the complexities of body shape, the powerful connection between how we see ourselves and how we experience the world, and how women with fuller figures, especially those with larger buttocks, have unique strengths that can profoundly affect their health, intimacy, and confidence. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from today's discussion? What is one thing that resonated with you, and how do you plan to bring it into your life? I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going and support one another as we celebrate the beautiful diversity of the human body. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more thoughtful conversations like this one. Together, we can create a space where all bodies are celebrated and all voices are heard. Thank you for being part of this community. Until next time, let's continue embracing ourselves with love and respect.